Check, 1, 2, 3. Good evening, everybody. How are you all doing? I hear Connor. Okay. I hear Catnip. I hear Clive. Crocheting. Same difference. Evening, score count. Evening, Harry. Hello, Agnes. Hello, Cetra. Hello, who else we got? Samstone, Rahuskan, Farnham, and Buzzer Bob, welcome. And hello, Steve, as well. You were on the Kepler stream last week, weren't you not? Over on World Fluffy's channel. See you. I'm quiet, am I? Well, I was also talking away from the mic because I was looking at the monitor to the left and the mic is on the right. So maybe if I'm talking directly into the mic, I'm a bit louder. Am I? Better now. Okay. Yeah. Well, here's what it is. I can turn the background music down slightly anyway, and there'll be a different fader for the desktop audio when that comes into. Hello, let me change to the appropriate layout. This one here. Welcome to. Yes. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Quiz Night. Episode 2 of Season 2. Thank you very much for the subscription there, Lol Matt. That's a new name. I do not know that name. Welcome, and thank you very much for subscribing. And yes, Whiskers is here. Say hello, Whiskers. How are you all doing this fine evening? Where's the Wipeout? That will be a game in the near future, I hope. Just need to actually get around to implementing at some point, but Impossible is the first one that was user voted, so we're going for that one. Wipeout is more of a one that I just want to do. It didn't get as many votes as other things, but because I want to do it, I'm going to do it. So that'll be the second one to be done as well. And then there's also going to be Winning Lines, the full experience TM, which will be the natural extension of Wonderwall. Will hopefully have all of the extension stuff in it as well. Hello. Yeah, the sub sound effect. Yeah, that's Wipeout. Yeah, indeed it is. We'll be tracking our Wipeout rollies. I guess so. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out some like mystery prizes and booby mystery prizes, aren't I? For that era of Wonderwall anyway. Chase again this season. Maybe depends on various factors. It's a weird one not having proper Quiz Goliaths being the chasers. It's more of a level playing field than that game actually is on TV. So it is a bit difficult for chasers to win it. but we could try it again. Duel is definitely still on the cards for this season, although we'll probably spread it across the entire season in some way rather than trying to do one big ass tournament at the end of it. Let's see what the alright, well, welcome Lionel Matt. Welcome. Indeed. Right. Let us move to. Let's move to the game layout, which is this one here. So that's where everybody's standing at the moment, XP wise. That was from last week's. So Edam Cheese is the one to beat, closely followed by Harry. Clive of Legend was one of the big ones of Season 1, and he's already down in 11th place at the moment, so yes, it's definitely great to play for. Thank you very much for your time, it's really appreciated. I'm going to turn the background music off now. Okay, I don't remember where that was. And then you have big plans for tonight, do you? Cool, in terms of winning. Oh, that always sounds good. See if you can claw some points back. Let's start the first lobby off. Let's get people in. Hopefully this should all work as it used to. So the room code in this case is WBUL, Whiskey Bravo Uniform Lima. Join in when you can. Oh, look at all these people joining in. This is different to how 1 versus 100 plays, in that if you do not want to be the hot seat player, you do not have to join the lobby. You are free to play outside of the lobby if you just want to be a spectator/lurker. So if you don't want to be picked as the hot seat player, you're more than welcome to leave this room. But you can still participate either way, just by, sending your answers to Quizbot 3000. And in this case, for those not familiar with Wonderwall, you will be presented with a wall of 49 possible answers. And your task will be to find the appropriate... What the hell's going on with the frame rate? Are you seeing that on your end of the stream? The frame rate's going a bit crazy for me. I don't know why. It's like dropping to 43 and 30 frames per second. That's a bit weird. What's going on with that? I just saw that on OBS and... Bit stuttery, yeah. I wonder why that is, because the CPU usage is way down. Anything eating the CPU? Yeah, well, something did just briefly. Chrome is eating a lot of memory. But that's Chrome for you. Wow, really? My overlay background is using up 20% of... Oh, my GPU is bottlenecked. Yuck. Yuck. Interesting. Okay, that's very interesting. Yeah, my fancy background overlay thing is eating up a lot of GPU processing, which is to be expected. Yeah, I don't exactly have the best GPU in the world. It's quite old. What I can do though is if I go into studio mode and I select the appropriate layouts, hopefully you're not going to see these changes happen. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change them to static ones instead. So it won't look as fancy. Thank you, Whiskers, for hitting the start button. That's appreciated. So we're going to go to the static one, so it doesn't look as fancy in the background, but hopefully it should bring the frame rate back up. Yeah, that's brought the frame rate back up. Perfect. There we go. Easy. Easy fix. It's not downloading anything. It's the GPU, not CPU or hard drive. Yeah, lighting budget's down, yeah. That's it. Yeah, sometimes, yeah, it happens. Now I know that I can't run these two simultaneously without the frame rate dipping crazily, so that's all to sort of trial out, I guess. Okay, yes, as I was explaining before I interrupted myself, Wonderwall, 49 answers on a wall. Each will have a number from 1 through to 49 on it. To answer the question, you must give the number and only the number, which we did change this, only the number to the answer on the wall. You do not give the actual answer text, you give the answer number. The idea being you have to try and find the answer on the wall to be able to continue playing. Those playing as a hot seat player, they will have the advantage of also being able to pass 2 questions. They will also have strikes, so they can get up to 2 questions wrong and continue playing. If they get a 3rd question wrong, then the game is over. And they also have 2 pit stops, which stops the time for 15 seconds each time. And unlike the actual real world game show, you have 4 minutes of time in this rather than 3 minutes. So that is about it. That is about it, I think, for a simple rules explanation. There is more details if you go to the help page. And score counts being the tutorial body is also describing various things as well on how to play the game. Yes, and that's the other important thing for those playing that have watched the UK version of this. We are following US rules such that you must actually bail with money in the final part of the game. So once you've hit 2 strikes or there's 30 seconds remaining, you'll have the option to bail out with however much you currently have. And you must bail out before time ends, apart from when you get 20 questions in total correct, at which point it automatically would bail for you and you win the million dukes. So, that is it. You get 3 wrong, do you keep the dukes? Not at all. Nothing at all, Harry. You must bail with whatever money you have. If you get 3 wrong, that's it. You leave with nothing. Yes, that is also the thing as well. When you are it's stuttering the frame rate again. The frame rate's stuttering again. Stop it, GPU. What's eating it now? What's eating you now? Oh, that's still running. Really? Let's kill that. Right. See if that's any better. God damn it. Is this most has ever been in a lobby? For Wonderwall, probably, yeah. Probably is the biggest, although episode 2 might have been close, because that was when it got the Bothers Bar treatment. Anyway, going to be famous soon. Yeah. So yes, when you are answering Whisper to Quizbot 3000, your answers, you can also answer in public chat if it is inconvenient for you to do so when playing in Whispers. For the hot seat, for the spectators, doesn't matter if you get questions right or wrong necessarily. You don't have any strikes or anything like that. However, what you need to do is try and answer as quick as you can, because if you answer quicker than the hot seat player, you get more XP for that. Anyway, that is it for now. Let us pick the first contestant, and let's get going. Thank you, Whiskers. Lol Matt, our newest subscriber, is the first contestant of Season 2 of Wonderwall. Here we go. Good luck. You can answer publicly or also in the Quizbot 3000 Whisper, either or. Let's go full screen for you, and good luck. I just realised you haven't got the desktop audio. Now you do. Here's your inspection time. Lol. Hopefully that worked. There we go. Here comes the first question. Buenos Aires is the capital of which South American country? Argentina is correct. Which South Korean automobile manufacturer makes the Soul line of cars? Kia is correct. Which comedian was known for their iconic toothbrush moustache, bowler hat, and cane? Chaplin is correct. What birth date is shared by Mark Twain, Winston Churchill, Dick Clark, Mandy Patinkin, and Ben Thatcher? Your first minute used up, 3 minutes left. You still have 2 passes. There's your first pass used up. It's the Hard Knock Life for the title orphan of this 1997 Broadway musical with music by Charles Strauss. Annie is correct. What's the common name of Nepeta cataria, a plant known for its effects on felines? Or Nepeta cataria, maybe. Oh, have I included Ash game questions? Sorry, Elias. Cat is correct. Susie Miller was married to Richard Burton and which Formula 1 racing driver? Incorrect. Correct answer there was James Hunt. Hannibal is a TV prequel to which Oscar-winning movie? Used about half your time. Still have one pass. Still have both your pits. Silence of the Lambs is correct. The Indian dish palak paneer is typically what colour? You also have just use one strike. You still have one incorrect answer remaining. Okay, you're passing that one. The lasers used in CD drives used what type of light? The lasers used in CD drives use what type of light beam? There we go. Let me get the English out. You still get one wrong and continue. If you get two wrong, we're out. That was correct. Infrared was correct. In which board game might a call of D4 be answered with a cry of "You sunk my submarine"? 1 minute and 20 remaining. Still both your pit stops. Battleship is correct. In which city were the first 8 seasons of the TV drama 24 based? Los Angeles is correct. George Bernard Shaw's Pygmalion was later adapted into what 1956 Lerner and Lowe musical? 1 minute remaining. There's your first pit used. Here is the question again. George Bernard Shaw's Pygmalion was later adapted into what 1956 Lerner and Lowe musical? 3 seconds and we're back in play. And back in play. My Fair Lady is correct. Mark Harmon played which tough cop in TV show NCIS? 45 seconds remaining. Still one pit remaining. No more passes. Gibbs is correct. What is the name of the institution staffed almost exclusively by senile old wizards in Terry Pratchett's Discworld series? 30 seconds left. Bailout is now active. If you don't know the answer, you can bail now. Here's your last pit. What is the name of the institution staffed almost exclusively by senile old wizards in Terry Pratchett's Discworld series? And we are back in play with 20 seconds left. If you don't know the answer, you might as well bail. Incorrect. In the HBO television adaptation of Game of Thrones, what is the name of the former Kingsguard who takes up his service with... You get a bail. Okay. Congratulations, you bailed for 60,000 doots. And let's switch to this layout here. There we go. Clive and Legend. He's clawing his XP back, as he was saying. Top of the board there, 186. Then Buzzer Bob in second place, 165. Samster third, 164. Score count fourth in 154. Connor fifth, 147. Go BMN. Welcome BMN, 146. Steve, 141. That's a good performance for your first go. Lupine 134. Harry, 114. Edown 111, Lolmat 110, Drahuska 109, Agnes 104, Cetra 96, Random Zombie 95, Farnham Ref 88, Daz 82, Ryan 64, Line TK 44, and Puzzle Dan 30. Now that probably won't put you on this leaderboard. No, it does not. Let's see what that has done to the current XP standings. Edam's still ahead of Samster. Harry's still in third, ahead of Daz. Score count in fifth. Random Zombie sixth. Farnham in ninth. Clive up to 10th. Connor in 11th. Buzzer Bob 13th. Drahuska 15th. Puzzle Den 19th. Lion TK 21st. And then over on the right side there, Agnes 28th. BMN 29th. Steve 30th. Looping 131st. Lolmat 33rd. Cetra 34th. And Ryan 35th. And let's get a new lobby away. And let me catch up with chat briefly. So in this one, you're going to have to... It's a new lobby for each game. So, you know, allows you to decide whether you want to go in to be the hot seat player or not each time. Cool. Thank you very much for that, Lormat. I hope you enjoyed that. Being the hot seat player for your first game of this. It seems the RNG does like to do that on this. I don't know why it does, but it certainly does. Definitely. It's good to hear. And it was also a good effort for your first game as well. You know, sort of down the middle, but it is a difficult game. It is a very difficult game. One of your favourite formats. That's good to hear. It's a high intensity quizzing format, which is the thing I struggle with. That's why I have these sort of little breaks in between as well, so that I can actually catch my breath a little. I know a lot of people don't like this downtime, and I understand that, but I do have to have a little bit of a break, just in case. Sometimes it does get a bit excessive, but that's just because I'm chatting about stuff. Let's see what everybody else has said. Yes, if you have been in the hot seat, you will not be preferably picked for hot seat again, unless everybody else that has been in the lobby has also been hot seated. So you're more than welcome to keep adding yourself in, but your likelihood of being picked will be low, will be 0 until everyone else has been. Oh, thank you very much for gifting the love of brass to Quizbot 3000 score count. Appreciated. Appreciated. Which version of the first round are you planning on using for the full experience? Good question. I'm trying to remember exactly how they worked again. Wasn't it just, this is a question with a numerical answer. You have to get the number answer right if you want to submit an answer, and then it's whoever's fastest for each answer will go in on that. I think that's how it worked. At least that's the one I remember. I can't remember any others though. Bot needs to sub. Yeah, fair enough. It does. Original version played like round 2. Oh yeah, it was based off of 1 to 49. Yeah, I didn't like it like that. I like the just general numerical question one, not a 1 through 49 restricted one. Yeah, but yeah, that has the knockout of the right answer and also the option of not submitting an answer if you're not confident with an answer, which I think I like that, because it means there's jeopardy in submitting an answer and getting it wrong because you're eliminated from being able to go in. I do like that. Yeah, I like the elimination aspect of it because it gives you because there's obviously the 3 parts there. It's you submit an answer and get it right, you submit an answer and get it wrong, or you don't submit an answer. And that's the third part I like, is the whole you don't submit an answer because you're not particularly confident. Obviously, once you get to question 6, it's a case of really you should be submitting an answer because someone's likely to get it right anyway. So you might as well submit an answer because it's probably going to be the last question. Can hot seat use Whisper as well? Yes, it can, Harry. It works either way, doesn't matter. Audio sounds odd. How so? I do have it so it ducks the desktop audio down when I'm talking. Maybe that's a bit too aggressive? Maybe it sounds like it's drunk. That's probably because it's too aggressive. Alright. Let me change that then. Change the ducking to be less aggressive. It's only on 4, so it wasn't that aggressive to start with. Okay. We'll see how that goes anyway. Oh yeah, I haven't fixed that thing yet, Daz. I haven't fixed that, Daz, so no. So we'll keep quiet about it. Alright. 6th question has had peeps all wrong. Yeah, I do appreciate that, Random. But it's an unlikely situation. Are you involved with GSM 8? Yeah! Game Show Marathon, indeed. When's that going to be, Buzzer Bob? When is Game Show Marathon this year? Because I only heard about this a few weeks ago when you were interacting on Twitter and I was like, oh, okay, let's look this guy up. Eastern Quiz Show Marathon. What's this? Oh. June 8th through the 9th. Okay, cool. What am I doing then? What am I doing on those days? I have a... Okay, not a... Alright, there's that and then that. Okay, so I have a Papazol gig, but it's not a Papazol gig. I know that it's not a Papazol gig. So I might be able to catch some of that. Ah, cool. Oh. So yeah, I'll definitely be tuning in for that. I might even do a... if I can try and arrange it, maybe do a special episode on here to actually, like Daniel Peake did on last year when he did his Tenable thing, where he ran a game show where the prize money was basically, this is how much I'm going to donate to the Game Show Marathon donation of choice. So I might do that at some point as well. Oh, hello, welcome Royal Flush. Good to see you. You have a nice dinner. Haven't blocked him accidentally, so why aren't his messages showing up for me? What do you mean, what messages? Pork. Ooh, nice. Okay, let's get this second run going. Edam Cheese, you are the next contestant up. Good luck. Here we go, and here's your inspection time. Oh, lol maps messages. Oh, interesting. Okay. And here we go, Edam Cheese. Full name required. The String of Pearls was the first appearance of which homicidal barber, later christened the Demon Barber of Fleet Street? The double question mark. Sweeney Todd is correct. Which Argentinian footballer was responsible for the infamous Hand of God goal at the 1986 World Cup? Incorrect. Correct answer was Maradona in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Violet Beauregard inflated until she resembled the blueberry. Indeed. What colour ball is worth 6 points when potted in snooker? For it. Where is it? Used 1 minute, 3 minutes remaining. Incorrect. Correct answer was pink. Bailout is already active. How many total rounds are played in a current episode of Countdown? Incorrect, and we have an elimination. That's it. Goodness me. All out strikes. Game over. Yeah, that was a bad run. Unlucky. One thing I did realise, I didn't catch up with the past questions from the previous round. Let me see if I can find those. Sorry about this. I normally get these, and I forgot. I'm not in the flow with Wonderwall at the moment. Okay, from the previous round, these were the past questions. What birthday is shared by Mark Twain, Winston Churchill, Dick Clark, Mandy Patinkin, and Ben Thatcher? That is actually my birth date, 30th of November. So yes, that's definitely an Ash game question. The Indian dish palak paneer is typically what colour? That was green. And the bailed out question was, in the HBO television adaptation of Game of Thrones, what is the name of the former Kingsguard who takes up his service with Daenerys Targaryen? I'm butchering that pronunciation because I don't watch Game of Thrones. Answer was Sir Barristan Selmy, apparently. I don't know. Now catch up with this. Now there were no past questions this time round, so I've got nothing else to say on that one apart from Clive, Royal Flush, Samster and Lupine all got top XP there, 59. Then it was Connor and BMN with 51, Harry 44, Elias 37, Score Count Steve and Random Zombie 29, Cetra and Daz 22, Edam 20, Fallen Ref and Lolmat and TSM and Puzzle Dan 15 and Agnes and Drahuska on 14. Now, will that go in the best strikeouts? No, it won't, because you have a better better performance of strikeouts in 11th place there from previous times. And that's where everybody's standing now. Yep, Samster's now taken first place ahead of Edam Cheese because of that. So it's all change. Harry in third place, very close behind Edam Cheese. Daz fourth, score count fifth, Random Zombie sixth, Clive eighth, now up to eighth even. Farnham 10th, Connor 11th, Jeriska 14th, Puzzle 19th, TSM 25th, Agnes 28th, BMN 29th, Lupine 30th, Steve 31st, Lolmat 32nd, Cetra 34th, Ellis 35th, and Royal Flush 38th. And that's all to be said. And let's start the next lobby off. Okay. Royal Flush with the pronunciation guide. Dan ist un. Thank you. I will say it exactly like that. Couldn't get answers in since my cat wants to play with my arm. Yeah, I know them feels. Whiskers is now currently on the bed, just sitting, doing not much. Let's catch up and bomb that. Yeah, that was a foul run, unfortunately, Edam. But it happens. It does happen. We've had worse, unfortunately. Had quite a huge delay this round. Well, even if you answer late, you'll still get some XP for it. So there is that. Always read the chat for the current question that's being displayed rather than the stream. Although this should be on low latency, so if you have that ability, you should be getting this at like a second and a half or 2 seconds delay from me. No, it's not treated as an incorrect answer for the next question. Not at all. No, it has a grace period of 1 question. So if it's already advanced to the next question, you still have the ability to answer for the previous question, but you'll just get less XP for it. There's like 3 different levels of XP. There's the standard XP value for when you're being the hot seat player, and then for the spectators, there's 1 above and 1 below based off of whether you answer earlier than hot seat or later than hot seat. And that also extends to while the next question is active. It is clever enough to figure that out. So yes, even if the delay is there, do submit an answer, because it does not penalise you for just giving wrong answers. That does mean don't just spam all the answers at once to the whisper, because you'll probably end up getting timed out by Twitch for doing that. Delay between text chat and stream is about 50 seconds. It shouldn't be, Final Ref. It shouldn't be at all. It should be like 2 or 3 seconds if it's on low latency mode. For those with the ability of getting that, obviously. Disable Ash Game questions. It's difficult for me to do that while this lobby is open, but I could close the lobby and open the new one. I don't know how many questions there are left now in Ash Game, unless you've been writing some new ones, Elias. Have you been writing new Ash Game questions or not? Because we've had the catnip one, and then we've had my birthday. Only 3 or 4 left. Do you want those keeping or not, Elias? Just a question, because it's obviously easier for me to just keep this lobby open. But I would disable. Fine. Yeah, I can do that. Sorry, everybody. Questions. Let's also disable game. There we go. Right, they're back out of the pool now. New lobby, everybody. Sorry about that. Yeah, delay can only be so low, and I should be in low latency mode, so it should be within reason a couple of seconds for those that can. For those that can't, then that's not much I can do. Yeah, mobile is more delayed. I know that for a fact. Again, can't do much about that. Sorry. That's where this game falls down, because speed is quite critical, whereas in 1 vs 100 it's not as critical, because you get presented the question and you get, about 8 to 10 seconds to answer it, so it's not so bad. Yeah, mobile is a bit, the mobile thing is just a bit crap in general. I wish they'd fix it, but hey ho. Okay. After all that has been said, let's get this next game underway. Score count, you are up as the next contestant. Feel success. And here is your inspection time. Queh. No, that's not the room code, catnip. But I know what you mean. Queh. Good luck, score count. And here comes your first question. What term specifically describes someone who experiences sexual attraction only after forming a strong emotional or romantic bond? Panic queh. Demisexual is correct. Tyskland is the Swedish word for which European country? Tyskland or Tyskland. I don't know how you would pronounce that properly, but there you go. Tyskland. Okay, that makes more sense. You're going to pass that one. Which US state is nicknamed the Volunteer State? The geography questions in early. Tennessee is correct. Full name required. Who was the youngest USA president to take office, aged at 42 at the time? Theodore Roosevelt is correct. In standard billiards, what colour is the 6 ball? We had snooker in the last game. What about billiards this time? Put pit. Put pit. Bleh. Yeah, so here's your pit. Here's your question again. In standard billiards, what colour is the 6 ball? Currently 3 questions in, 7,500 doots, 1 pass, 1 pit remaining, all your strikes intact, and we're back in play. Incorrect. Correct answer was green. Of which country was Fidel Castro PM or president for almost 50 years? It's up there somewhere. Yeah, more geography. More geography. Cuba is correct. What kind of animal is Mickey Mouse? Use about half your time. Still 1 pass, 1 pit, and 1 strike used up. It's only easy if you know the answer. Mouse is correct. Which band recorded the theme tune for The Big Bang Theory? Gonna pass that one, no more passes left. The theme song to the Bond film Tomorrow Never Dies was sung by which American singer? Music question for a music question. 1.5 minutes remaining. No more passes. Still 1 pit. Can still get 1 question wrong and continue. And you're at 15,000 doots. Yeah, where's Tipster when you need him? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Crow is correct. Which British car company was bought by BMW in '94? One minute remaining. Rover is correct. What animal is Babe from the movie of the same name? Pig is correct. What term described a Roman soldier that often commanded a group of around 100 legionaries? Legionaries. Oh God. Legionaries. Jesus, get that word right, Ashley. Centurion is correct. Which word is used to describe a political regime dominated by 3 powerful individuals? 30 seconds remaining. Bailout is active. Still 1 pit remaining. Triumvirate is correct. Who wrote and first recorded the song Big Yellow Taxi? Pit. This is your last pit. Who wrote and first recorded the song Big Yellow Taxi? Yes, it's another music question. When we're coming back in play in 5 seconds, you'll have about 15 seconds to answer and or bail. Back in play. 15 seconds. Incorrect. Which Irish comedian hosted UK versions of Robot Wars and Blockbusters? 10 seconds. 7, 6. I'm gonna bail. I'm sure you knew the answer, you just couldn't find it in time, and you leave with 50,000 doots. You saw him earlier, indeed. I think everybody saw him earlier. O'Brien, Dara O'Brien, of course. And the other questions that were passed. Tyskland or Tyskland or whatever you say is the Swedish word for which European country? That is Germany. And which band recorded the theme tune for the Big Bang Theory? That was the Bare Naked Ladies. And I can't pronounce things. That was nicely done, score count. It was a bit heavy on the music questions, I must say. But yeah, good game. Right, how did everybody do? Clive, 139. Connor, 131. Farnham Ref, 127. Harry, 125. That's a bit better, Harry. BMN 116, Loopy 111, Random Zombie 109, with Steve 109, Samster 105, Scorecut 100, Royal Flush 94, Lolmat 88, Edam 87, Drahuska 86, Cetra 82, Agnes 79, Buzzer Bob 66, Lion TK 58, Puzzleman 52, Dad's 45, and Quetz, welcome Quetz, 14. Time to crawl your way back to the top. Yeah, in this version, there's not really much of an abyss. There is once we get past 30 players that play in a game. But at the moment, there is no abyss. Yeah, Mickey Mouse question, that was a bit lowball. Thank you very much for the subscription there, Royal Flush. Appreciated. Let's see where everybody has moved up to now. Wow, look at this in the top 3 places there, really close together now. Just 6 points separating first and second place. It's very hotly contested. And Edam Cheese is very close behind as well. Can easily claw his way up to first place yet again. Daz in 4th place. It's not too far away, a couple of 100 points. Got score count behind Daz by about 50 points. Then we've got Random Zombie in 6th. Also quite close to score count. Clive Legend now up to 7th place. Farnham in 8th. Connor 9th. Quetz in 10th. Buzzer Bob 13th. Druzica 14th. Puzzleman 19th. Lion TK 20th. And then over on the right, Beerman 27th. Lupin 28th. Agnes 29th. Steve 30th. Lolmat 32nd. Cetra 33rd. And Royal Flush 34th. Let's get this next lobby underway. Puke. P-E-W-K. Tasty. Let's catch up with the chat. Lots of your Wonderwall questions on here. Yeah, well, the thing is also with this is that it will try and exclude questions, written by the person in the hot seat. So if Score Count's written quite a few questions for Wonderwall, then it would have excluded his by choice for that. So it would pick, whoever has been writing more questions recently. So that could be a lot of your stuff, or a lot of, I know White Shadow's been writing a bit of stuff as well. Yeah, it's almost a quer. It's like quer, but almost backwards. If the P changed to an H, it would have been quer backwards, but it's not. Yeah, Tipster would have liked a lot of those music-related questions. You thought you did the worst, Harry? No, not at all, not at all. It was a hard set, certainly, yes. Wouldn't be a quiz show without the Abyss, I guess. I do like to let people know what they were able to get, though, rather than just being left to know, oh, you got less than this amount. Abyss, it's a colloquial term over on the Chase VGM where there's so many people playing that they get cut off on the scoreboard, so you don't actually get to see how many points you have. Come to think of it, Quetz, how many points have I got now? Am I nearly at 100? Am I nearly at the point where I can submit an OST? I think I'm close. I think it was like 80 something on the last time I checked, so I'm guessing the points from last week will get tallied tomorrow, and we'll see. Or I guess it'll be today for you now. Yeah, if you want to write questions, DM me on Discord. I know there are some people that did DM me over the week. I didn't get around to it because I've been busy with all sorts of other stuff, but I will get around to you when I can. Yeah, I've been messing around with the web server as well because I got the bill in for the last month now that I'm actually having to pay for AWS stuff, and it was a bit more expensive than I expected because, well, mainly because I was using a load balancer for no real reason. So, well, I was using the load balancer so that I can use an HTTPS, use a SSL certificate so I could have HTTPS kind of working. But that's not kind of working at the moment anyway, so I got rid of the load balancer, and now I'm going to have to do the SSL certificate a different way. So, yeah, I've been messing around with that to make it cheaper for me. I'll check your score out, but I should remember what you got last episode. No, I can't remember what I got last episode. No, I can't remember. I did fairly well on the first couple of rounds, though, and then I just tailed off, I think. So it must have been something like 7 or 8, maybe. I got. I don't know. I can't remember. I'm sure there's a it's on the VOD somewhere. But anyway, you had 92 at the last stream. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm on 87 now. Right. Okay, so I still got some points yet. But hey ho, who knows? I might get might get an OST bonus anyway for the rave.dj mix competition anyway, because I feel pretty confident with my choice. I'm not going to say much more than that, but I do feel pretty confident with my choice. Yes, I do play trumpet, yeah. Trumpet, I have played trombone, can also play a bit of keyboard stuff as well. So yeah, that's why trumpet is one of my emotes, because of that. Hall of the Dutain King. What? How about the recorder? No, the recorder is over on Quetz's stream. That's different. Oh dear. Yeah, I did not get your recorder round last week at all. I was completely lost. But I have gotten it a couple of times. It's a rare occasion, but I have gotten it. You're a recordist. Well, yeah. I mean, it's obviously, you know, difficult to be able to just listen to music and then just play it back. So, you know, there is that, definitely. Just... Yes, he said Hall of the Dukes. Ah, okay. Oh, hello, Livio. Welcome. Right, let's get this next game underway. We have 132 questions left to use up. Alrighty, let's see who it picks. Royal Flush, you are the next contestant. Good luck. My certificate hasn't expired. It's that it's just not correctly bound to the address, that's all. So it's not that it's expired. Already fully aware of that. That's what I was messing around with on my web server the past couple of days. Anyway, here comes the next game. Good luck, Royal Flush. On a military tank, what name is given to the tracks that replace wheels? Incorrect. Correct answer was Caterpillars. Stephen Sondheim's 1976 musical Pacific Overtures follows the westernization of which Asian country? Solid start indeed. You can always pick it up though. Japan is correct. In which ocean would you find the Ring of Fire? Pacific is correct. Which US president, Ford's successor, owned a peanut farm before entering politics? Used about a minute and a half. 1 strike so far, but you still have both passes and both pits. Carter is correct. Which of these is the public house in the Harry Potter books? Leaky Cauldron is correct. The bands Madness and The Toasters are known for playing which Jamaican-oriented genre of music? Sky is correct. Which video game series features a bear and a large red bird as its title characters? Banjo-Kazooie is correct. Winnipeg is the capital of which Canadian province? 1 minute and 40 remaining. Still both passes and both pits remaining. Manitoba is correct. The 20th Century Limited was what form of transport? The 20th Century Limited. You get a pit, that's your first pit. The 20th Century Limited was what form of transport? Currently it's 25,000 doots. Still have both passes. You can still get a question wrong and continue. And we're now back in play. Train is correct. What is scientific study of language called? What is the scientific? Linguistics is correct. Jimmy Page was founder and guitarist for what band? Get a pit, that's your last pit. Here's the question again. Jimmy Page was founder and guitarist for what band? Now at 40,000 doots. Still have both passes remaining, don't forget. And we are back in play. Led Zepp is correct. The Greek island of Kalokairi is the setting for which musical? You're going to pass that one. One more pass remaining. Who wrote Morning Becomes Electra? 45 seconds remaining. Currently at 50,000 doots. O'Neill is correct. 30 seconds remaining. Bailout is now active. Which candidate in the 2016 US presidential election was humorously, we're not going to read that, we're going to pass it. On film, Gary Oldman and Christopher Lee have both played which character? 18 seconds. 15 seconds. Dracula is correct. The original host of Winning Lines in the UK shares his name with which condiment? 10 seconds remaining. Gonna bail if you want to leave with money. 5, 4, 3, 2. Gonna bail. There we go. 70,000 doots. Congratulations. Would that have been Mayo on that one? Yes. Simon Mayo, the original host of Winning Lines in the UK. And the other questions that were passed. The Greek island of Kalokairi is the setting of Mamma Mia. Which candidate in 2016 US presidential election was humorously accused of being the Zodiac killer? That was Cruz. All right. Harry's saying that was a awful game for him. Or we'll see the scores in a moment. Or at least I will, because I'm looking at chat at the moment. Oh, you were looking for Schofield. Yeah, Schofield was the second host of the UK version of Winning Lines. That'd be why you wouldn't find it. And he's not really named after a condiment. Or, I don't think it was named after a condiment, but has a name similar. So, anyway. Anyhow, you like Schofield on toast, do you, Clive? Some Schofield sauce. All right, okay, that's a bit. No. Clive number 1 there, 200. Lupine 179, Samster 178, Gogo, BMN 161, Farnham 140, Connor 130, Edam 126, Royal Flush 120, Harry Andrew Husker 117, Scorecamp 116. Lolmat and Agnes 111, Steve 110, Buzzer Bob 109, Lion TK 95, Random Zombie 93, Daz 81, TSM 67, Puzzledan 66, with Quetz 66, Cetra 52, and Livio 14. Let's see what has done to the current leaderboard. There we are. Samster's still in the lead now. He's gotten a little bit of a lead now ahead of Harry. Between Harry and Edam is just a 10-point difference. Then we have Daz, and then Clive is just 3 points behind Daz now. Clive climbing all the way up. Score count in 6th place, Random Zombie 7th, Farnham in 8th, Connor 9th, Quetz now up to 10th, Buzzerbob in 12th, Jahuska 13th, Puzzledown 16th, Lion TK 17th, Lupine 24th, TSM 25th, and on the right hand side, BMN 26th, Agnes 28th, Steve 29th, Lolmat 31st, Royal Flush 32nd, Cetra 33rd, and Livio 40th. Let's get the next lobby underway. We have 116 questions left unused and active on the excluded categories. We do currently have the expert categories out of the way, just in case. But we may run a expert game if people would like to, just so that we can get some more questions in the mix. You're nearly on the left side of the leaderboard, BMN, nearly. Let's look at some of the other chat. Constantly resetting the player. Yeah. Bit delayed, don't know how much impact that has. Well, it's only as delayed as, you know, how quick you can submit your answers versus the hot seat player, I guess. So if the hot seat is doing particularly, you know, well on low latency, then yeah, you're probably screwed and you only get a small amount of XP. But that is unfortunately how it is until I get lots of people watching my Twitch channel and I can actually get preferential treatment for better stream quality. But anyhow, you're annoyed about skipping a musical question. Well, it happens. It happens in the moments like that. You can see at the end of it because of Quizbot chat window. Ah, your whisper window is getting in the way. Ah, that makes sense. Yeah, Schofield did have a brand of sauce released in would sell. Yeah, probably. Most important thing is participating. Yep, definitely. Do you miss being on the left? Well, you keep playing Royal Flush and you probably will end up over on the left-hand side. Eventually. Eurovision themed game next week. Dunno. How many people know about Eurovision stuff? And how many questions can we get actually written for that? That's I mean, I'm more than happy to do themed weeks, but it's all a bit of a crazy logistical nightmare to manage all that. Wait, so where do I enter stuff in the hot seat? What do you mean, Livio? You need to enter the room code DNZI if you want to be in the hot seat, which you have done. You are listed. And then if you are picked to be the hot seat player, then you can answer wherever you want. I mean, to be fair, if you're not in the hot seat, you can answer wherever you want, but it's preferred to be answered to the whisper to Quizbot 3000 if you can, just so you're not giving away answers to other people. That's all. Yeah, this has covered that. Is the music going all weird again? Really? That's the second person saying that now. The music being weird is like the result of the stream doing its buffering thing. Ugh. Yuck. Yeah, for Eurovision you'd run out of easy stuff pretty quickly. I mean, that does mean the games will run by quicker, potentially. Pressure stream is fixed now. Oh right, so it's a weird Twitch thing then. Blech. Weird. You like how Australia is on Eurovision? Yeah, it's definitely the favourite European country of Eurovision. Let's just hope we can keep on long enough so that we don't get the US involved, because that will probably screw Eurovision up entirely when that happens. No! I'm kind of okay with Australia being part of the mix for Eurovision. I mean, it's not Europe, obviously, but still, I'm okay with it. We air it here, but thank God no one's tried to get us in yet. Yeah. Well, we'll see. Depends on if they want to go down the commercial route or not. Alright, let us move on to the next game. Let's see who it's going to pick. Lupine 1, you are the next contestant. Good luck. Right. Here is your wall. Here is your inspection time. Good luck. And if you are ready, let us start this round. What was the second James Bond film starring Sean Connery? From Russia with Love was correct. According to the proverb, with what is the road to hell paved? Good Intentions is correct. In military time, if it is 1500 EST in February, what time is it in London? $20 is correct. Soccer player Pele was born and played for which country? Brazil is correct. Which Don Bluth animated film about a Russian duchess was adapted for Broadway in 2017? Anastasia is correct. Which term denotes pasta cooked so as to remain firm? 1 minute used, still 3 minutes remaining, all passes and pit stops intact. Al dente is correct. In the TV series NCIS, what does N stand for? Interesting on this one, I'm going to pass it. Singular object used to generate a random number or result by rolling it across a surface is called a what? A singular object. A die is correct. In standard 8-ball pool, what solid colour is used for the 1 ball? So we've had snooker and billiards. That is correct. UK voting system to elect its MPs is known by what initialism? Used about half your time. Still have 1 pass remaining. FPTP, or first past the post, is correct. What is the capital of Australia? Still have both pit stops intact. Canberra is correct. Danielle Rousseau, Daniel Faraday, and Benjamin Linus were all characters from which TV show? The pass, no more passes remaining. The famine in Ireland during 1845 to 1849 was caused by potatoes, yes. Sir Francis Drake's ship Golden Hind was originally named after which bird? Pelican is correct. What name is given to an investment method in which all surviving members are given an equal share of a predetermined amount, resulting in higher payouts to survivors as other investors die? 1 minute and 20 remaining. Both pits still intact. All your strikes are still intact. Correct answer was Tontine. Which Prime Minister of the UK came between Margaret Thatcher and Tony Blair? Major is correct. US President William McKinley was shot at the Pan American Exposition by which assassin? 1 minute remaining. Still both pit stops available. $50 seconds remaining. Currently at 80,000 dukes. Incorrect. Bailout is now active. Correct answer was cold. Whoa, I'm not going to read that. What term is more commonly given to one's axilla? You're going to bail. That's it. 2 really difficult questions, and that's it. We're out of here. 80,000 dukes, though. It was a really good performance. Someone please give me a pronunciation guide on that guy. On Skoguz. Wow, that is a word and a half. I didn't. Yeah, someone give me a pronunciation guide on that one. Let's look at the past questions. TV series NCIS. N stands for naval, not nautical. And Daniel Rousseau, Daniel Faraday, and Benjamin Linus were all characters from Lost. And the bail that question, what term is more commonly given to one's axilla? That is an armpit. Alrighty. Cholgosh. There are loads of ways of saying it. Shush gosh. Well, that's 3 ways of saying it I've seen written so far. 3 ways I've seen it written now. That's crazy. Okay, weird. Not sure if I'm doing something wrong, but the time the question comes up on screen, the answer is already in the chat. I would look to the chat window for when the questions come in. That's probably the best you're going to get, because when it goes to the the chat feed, that is as soon as it comes up on my end. So you'll have a better latency on the chats than you would do on the stream. Don't know why you're not getting a low latency unless you're on mobile or something like that. Something weird like that. Don't know. Because it should definitely be on low latency mode. Oh, here we go. File and ref with the query. Is the singular term die or dice? Steve saying singular is die. B-Men saying singular is fox die, plural is fox dice. So it does seem to be the case is going to be die and dice. So singular die, plural dice for that question. That's why that the close answer was there in that particular situation, I believe. So Tom Team wasn't good because it was a really long question. Yeah, indeed. Should be a Hungarian name. Okay, well, either way, I've had many pronunciation guides. I don't know what it is, but that was an answer. Let's see how everybody did. Clive, wow, whipping everyone there. First place, 191. Then we jump all the way down to 137 for Harry. 130, Lupine 1. 128 for Royal Flush and BMN. 122 for Samster and Score Count. 107 for Edam. 99 for Drahuska, 93 for Farnham, 92 for Steve and Random Zombie, 91 for Connor, 89 for Livio, 84 for Agnes, 73 for Lol, Matt, 66 for Quet, 65 for TSM, 50 for Daz, 15 for Puzzle Dan, 14 for Lion TK, and 7 for Cetra. Okay, let's move on to, I was going to say move on to the next lobby, but we need to see where we are all standing at the moment. That's where we're all standing. Samster currently still in the lead. Harry close behind, about 50 odd points behind. And then Edam's 40 points behind Harry. Clive in 4th. Well, he's already climbed up all the way to 4th place now. Goodness. Score count in 5th. Daz in 6th. Random Zombie 7th. Farnham 8th. Connor 9th. Quet's now in 10th. Drahuska in 12th. Puzzle down 16th. Lion 17th. Lupine 22nd. BMN, you're on the left side. 23rd. TSM 25th. Then on the right side, we have Agnes 27th, Steve 28th, Royal Flush 30th, Lolmat 31st, Cetra 33rd, and Livio 36th. Let's get the next one. Now I'll catch up with what everyone's saying. It's Cholgosh, I wrote it. Okay, it's Cholgosh, so that's the pronunciation guide. And who is the assassin who shot that president? Goldfinger. Sorry, muted trumpet. The new film's code name is Shatterhand. Oh, what, the Bond 25 film? Okay. Okay. All right. I'll shrug my shoulders on that. Don't care. I'm not really much of a follower of the Bond stuff. But there you go. Yeah, if everyone could have a couple of really terrible rounds so we can get back to first, that'd be excellent. Yeah, that'd be great. How high do I have level icons for? All the way up to level 32 now, I think. Because they share the same across 2 levels each. So level 1 and level 2 are the same icon, or something along those. No, level 0 and 1 are the same. 2 and 3 are the same. 4 and 5 are the same, so it would be level 31 will be the highest I actually have something for, but we didn't get to that point in Season 1, so I don't expect to get to that point for Season 2. Especially now that I've also slightly nerfed 1 versus 100. Thank you for the host there, Walex, appreciated. Vib, Vibo, Vibi, Vib Ribbon. Feel like Daniel Craig's wanted out for like 4 movies now. It seems like that. There's a follow-up to a Shatterhand point though, yeah. Yeah, I know I play the trumpet, but I can't be bothered to go and get my trumpet. And also, it's 9 o'clock. I don't really want to get the trumpet out just for one little thing. I'd happily play Bond for $500,000. Yeah, maybe. Do I know the song Ill Wind by Flanders and Swan? No, I don't, unfortunately. Dark cacophony. Not sure on that one. Greensleeves, which one? Which one of Greensleeves? Because you can play it in various different modes as well. How long do I wait until I start it? Until I feel like it, really. Because I need to get at least something, you know, just a little rest in between games. I know people complain about it being a long downtime between games, but it is what it is. When you're hyper concentrated following the game for 4 minutes, you have to have a little bit of a downtime. Plus, also I need to get something to hydrate me as well. And it also means gives me an opportunity to catch up with what chat is saying as well during the game and during my you know, the briefing at the end of the game. And also we just chat about stuff as well, you know, socialising, that kind of crap, you know. Think of this as the ad break without ads. Exactly, yeah. I mean, if I was to properly chill out on Twitch, if I was, you know, a proper partner, I would probably hit the ad button, but there you go. Socialising, what's that? I don't know. I did actually, I don't know if I want to say it because it's giving an idea away. I did feel like at some point I'll try and find some old 80s or 90s TV ad breaks on YouTube and then just play those every now and then on stream at various points. So it's like ad break, but it's like, oh, it's this nostalgia ad break. And I was tempted to do that at potential points in various game shows, like on 1 vs 100 at tension points, or like this, I would just, while there's a lobby open, I'll just go, oh, here's an ad break. I'm stuck on Band-Aid brand because Band-Aid is going to shoot me if I don't use it. Right, okay. That'd be amazing. Yeah, I've thought about it because, you know how it's like, what's his name? Wow. Why am I drawing a blank on his name? Alright, I will think about that again. I'll think about that. It'll come spring into my mind during the next game. There's someone's name that's sitting in the back of my head, and I can't think of why I can't think of his name at the moment, but it's sitting in the back of my head, and I know it'll come up when I'm not thinking about it. Ad break, yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Catnip. At various tension points in the game, I'll just throw it in like they would have done in 1 vs 100 or something. Oh, excuse me. Right. I think that, yeah, find companies from the 50s who will sponsor me. Yeah, that's gonna happen, isn't it? I want to watch with you all sometime. What would you want to watch with you all sometime, Alice? Don't get that. Oh, right. Oh, I see. About after the show. After the show. Yes. Okay, that makes sense. I'm reading more of the chat now. Makes more sense now, Alice. Don't worry. Having super secret mod talk. Well, if you want to have a super secret mod talk in ad medium. Oh no, wait, Skullcat, you're not on the ad medium because you're not mod on the Discord at the moment yet, are you? Anyway, either or, whatever. Let's get the next game underway. I've delayed long enough. That's not how you do it, actually. It's Drahuska, there you go. You're the next contestant up. Good luck. Now I do that. I'm on the mark again today now, at least. Here's your 15 seconds of inspection time. Some interesting answers up there. And if you are ready, let us begin. Who plays TV's mind-reading detective in The Mentalist? Incorrect. Correct answer was Baker. Which Dutch painter painted the 1642 work The Night Watch? Someone's given a bad number. Gonna pass that one. Who played Dr. Niles Crane in the comedy series Frasier? Yes, 8008 would be a bad number because there's not a number between 1 and 49. Incorrect. Correct answer is Pierce. What is the name of Nirvana's debut album? Bailout is technically active, but you do not have any money to bail out with yet. Oh, thank you for the host there, Tipster. I didn't realise that alert's actually over the game. Sorry about that, Drahuska. Gonna pass, no more passes left. In 2009, Richard Osman moved from producing to presenting which BBC game show? 2.5 minutes remaining. Hey, it's not your fault, Tipster, it's my fault. Pointless is correct. We're off the mark. What was the name of the region occupied by Sauron in the Lord of the Rings? Used about half your time. You still have both pits remaining. You do not have any passes, and you cannot get a question wrong. Mordor is correct. The Quarrymen eventually evolved into which famous band? The Quarrymen, I guess, rather than Quarrymen. Interesting. I did not know that, and I actually do know that now. That makes so much sense. That's a good tidbit, that. You're going to bail. Alright, don't blame me if you don't know that one. 5,000 dukes is yours, though. Let's see what that was. Quarrymen eventually evolved into which famous band? That was the Beatles. Rather than the Rolling Stones. That was also up there. And the past questions were... Which Dutch painter painted the 1642 work The Night Watch? That was Rembrandt. And what is the name of Nirvana's debut album? That was Bleach. Okay. Yeah, people have been complaining about the music being a bit weird. Don't know why. But yeah, people have been complaining, but they have also said if you just refresh the stream, it fixes itself. I know that I have got some compression on and it ducks the desktop audio when I'm talking, but apparently it is being a bit weird just in general, so don't know what's going on, but apparently it's a Twitch side thing because it has fixed itself by people refreshing. You know, shrugs. Twitch issues. Sampling rate mismatch 44.1 kilohertz versus 48. As far as I'm aware, I'm submitting as just standard 44K CD quality. I don't even get that option. The only option I get is kilobits. I don't get the option of the specific. Oh no, I do. Sample rate is 44.1K, so that is CD quality. So that should be what it's expecting, unless for some reason Twitch has changed to 48K for no reason. Either way. Thank you for that stat there, Elias. I did see you post something about that. Where was it? Yes, Drahuska is the first multi-contestant for this season. Wonderwall and 1 versus 100. Doots do absolutely nothing at the moment, Quets. Unlike your game currency thing, this one literally does nothing currently. There's no buying in of anything or whatever. It's virtual prize money. This is how much you would have won if you had played the game proper. That's all it is. There might be something later down the lines where I use that number as a sort of, if you got the most amount of doots in the season, then you get some sort of prize or something along those lines, maybe. But it's a numerical metric that I can use. That's what it is. Could be cool at some point if you could use it for helps or to disadvantage of the contestants. Maybe, yeah, could be something like that. It's, as I say, it's another number we can use for future ideas. Insert bullseye here. What you could have won. Yep, exactly. People with more points would surely need less help, though. Technically, yes, it could be one of those reverse things or whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about. Could also be like the vault or something where you need a certain amount of doots to buy in, or poker face or something where you need a certain amount of doots to actually buy into the game or something, you know. Anything like that. Thank you very much for the single bit there. Why is that using that? That should be using the other alert window. I didn't do that one apparently. All right. I need to fix that. That should have been using the other alert window. Okay. Alright, how did everybody do? Clive top there with 82, then Lolmat 75, Samster 74, TSM Roy Flush and Phantom 60, Harry 52, BMN and Edam 51, Quetz and Lupine 45, Steve 44, Agnes and Lion 37, Daz 30, Scorecat 29, Con 21, Druska 20, and Puzzledom 15. And we go to end. Samster is in the lead by very little still. Thank you for the
doot
bit. Thank you. Samster first, Harry second, Edam third, Clive fourth, Scorecap fifth, Daz sixth, Farnham seventh, Connor ninth, Quetz 10th, Drewska 11th, Lion TK 15th, Puzzledown 16th, Lupine 21st, BMN 22nd, TSM 24th. Over on the right hand side we have Steve 26th, Agnes 27th, Lol Matt 29th, and Royal Flush 30th. Okay, looking at question count, do people want the expert category mixing in? Or do people want to play a purely expert game? Just querying. We've had three no's, one yeah. Clive saying not yet, because Clive wants to get to the number one spot before you do that. Scared to play an expert game. What's the difference? So there's a few questions that have been marked as just kind of like ludicrously difficult. They're expert questions, so it's kind of like the only way you'll know the answer to this question is if you know specific knowledge on this area of expertise. So there's only a couple people saying yes and a lot of no's at the moment. So I'm going to say the no's have it. The no's have it. Unlock. If we get really low on the question count, then I will bring the expert back in, but for the time being, we're going to go for no. Thanks, Burko. Appreciated. I thought you'd like that, Royal Flush. I thought you'd like that. Yeah, I guess, Samster, that would technically be a expert style question, because it's just like there's no way no one will be able to know that unless you actually specifically know that, know the exact date and year and all that malarkey. Agnes, yeah, that is a potential feature for the extension coming in later. So that would emulate more of the actual in-game, you know, the real world experience, where you would have 3 monitors and you'd be able to go, I would like to see monitor 1 please, I would like to see monitor 2 please. So what it'll be is the stream will still do its swishy swashy stuff like you're playing, like, you know, like the broadcast used to do on TV, but on the actual extension, when that gets implemented as part of the full experience for winning lines, you'll be able to go, this is screen 1, screen 2 or screen 3, so be able to choose which one to look at statically instead. So then you can do the whole thing of, oh, I think I remember the answer was on screen 1, look at screen 1, oh, it's there, choose that answer kind of thing. So that is planned for the extension, but that's not going to come until at least, well, it's going to be for a while until that happens. I need to find time to do it. Hello, John Burko, aka Atbash. Yeah, no, I'm definitely not John Burko. Hopefully be doing a question refresh in the next couple of days. That's good to hear. I think we have another 2030 at the moment that are not approved. That's because my... okay, fair enough. No worries. Monitored ABC. However it gets denoted, it's going to be 3 monitors to choose from. One of the things. Otherwise using numbers is confusing. Yeah, no, it does make sense, I guess, to be letters ABC rather than 1 through 1, 2, 3 because of the numbers situation. But anyway. Bit less RNG, relies more on memory, yeah. Still different than order, order, order. Do we know what next week will be? It'll be 1 versus 100. We're just going to alternate between these 2 until I get another game in the mix. Yeah, so it's going to be 1 versus 100 next week, and then Wonderwall the week after. Just keep alternating until we get to Impossible. Will be the next one in, and then after that will be who knows. So that's the current plan. And Harry isn't showing it for your chat. Is it because they are directly atting me with their message because they're using an @ sign in the front, so they're directing it towards me specifically? So maybe it's excluding messages that have at people or something. Like if Harry was to just say any old random message without an @ I mean the messages should still show. I know that I have an extension on my Chrome window that highlights those. So I know that's different. So yeah, I have something specific that does that. Yeah, I know people might see those. I'm just saying it could be a thing that there might be an extension on that's hiding those messages away rather than being, standard experience. Let's do the Mario all together. Nope, can't see that. What? That's really weird, Agnes. That is very weird. Yeah. Anyway, that was a potential line of thought anyway. Just from a specific sort of programming point, I saw an @ sign and thought that's probably going to be what it is, but no. It's not necessarily there's only 15 people playing. There's 29 viewers. There could be more people playing. They're just not in the lobby. That's all. Twitch is a quality streaming service. It does seem to be kind of getting slightly worse each time, but that is a bit weird. And yeah, various other people also not playing because they have proofing duties, so they're privy to questions ahead of time, which would make it unfair for them to play. The misheard version of the German version of Do the Mario is hilarious. I'm going to have to look that up later. That sounds interesting. Alright. Okay, I think we're ready for the next game. Let's see who it will pick out of these 15 listed. Good luck to all of you. Farnham Ref, you are the next contestant up. Good luck. In, whistling to the max. No yellow cards, no red cards. Here we go. Good luck to you. And here is your first question. What word describes an irrational fear of clowns? The irrational fear of clowns. Correct answer was coulrophobia. In ice hockey, how many players from each team are allowed to be on the ice at the same time? Oh, this is an old question. This is in the initial question set that I wrote that I tested with Elias. 6 is correct. What was the first item ever listed on eBay? Gonna pass that one. The documentary Between the Folds is dedicated to what subject? Gonna pit, that's your first pit. Here's the question again. The documentary Between the Folds is dedicated to what subject? Still have one pass, still have one pit after this, and we are back in play. Incorrect. Correct answer was origami. Bailout is active. Conchigli pasta is in what kind of shape? Gonna pass that one, no more passes left. First and last name required. The assassination of which political figure was the catalyst for starting the Great War? And that's it, we're out of there. Wow, some rough questions. Well, at least you do bail with 2,500 doots. There is that. Let's see those questions. So the first one. What was the first item ever listed on eBay? That was a broken laser pointer. Why would that be on eBay? A broken laser pointer? Seriously? Conchigli pasta is in what kind of shape? That is a shell. And the bailed out question. Assassination of which political figure was the catalyst for starting the Great War? That was Franz Ferdinand. Awful game for you, final ref. Well, at least you do leave with 2,500 doots. That's better than nothing. There's always that. Thought for sure I did better than that. Oh well. Stuff around. Test? What do you mean test? Oh, testing for Agnes or whatever. Okay. Let's see. Harry best there. 75 with Clive. Just one behind on 74. Lupine 67. Samster 60. Steve 59. BMN 58. Edam 50, then Quetz and Royal and Lolmat and Daz 45, Scorecount 44, Drahuska 37, tied with Agnes 37, TSM 30, Buzzerbob 29, Connor and Tipster 21, Lion TK 15, sorry, not 15th, 15, Puzzle Dan 14, Father Raf 10, and Cetra 7. And we go over to the current standings. Samster still ahead of Harry, Edam in 3rd place now. Clive in 4th, still climbing. Scorecount in 5th, Daz in 6th, Farnham 7th, Connor 9th, Quetz in 10th, holding on to that 10th place nicely. Truska 11th, Tipster 12th, Buzzerbob 13th, Lion TK 15th, Puzzle 16th, Lupine 21st, BMN 22nd, TSM 23rd, Steve 25th, Agnes 27th, Lolmat 28th, Royal Flushed 30th, and Cetra 33rd. Alright, we'll start a new game off. I only used up a couple of questions. We used up 5 questions in total, so we'll get some reused answers in a moment. As in, the broken laser points may have been listed as a way of testing the subs. Oh, that kind of test. Okay, fair enough. That makes more sense now. Frank-Facey's badge blocking removes messages from people with the specified badges, while I thought it just hit the badge. Oh, well there you go. So I was right, it was an extension. Just a slightly different feature of the extension. Okay, I'm good. Programmer me good. Room code is BDGK, the BD goalkeeper. Let's see. Bring it on. The big damn goalkeeper, that's the one, yeah. Or the Blu-ray disc goalkeeper, I guess. What? Blu-ray disc goalkeeper? What? Still need XP, yes. Or, yeah, well, that's being boring using NATO though, Cetra. Bravo Delta Golf Kilo, that's being boring. Very boring. Bad yet godlike. Jeez. You people are really making it sort of making it very tenuous. This is how my engine makes me go over a speed bump. Indeed. Yeah, no, Harry. Yeah, no. Best damn game show night. Oh dear. Warning, team. Ooh, nasty. Oh, who remembers Nightmare? Who remembers Nightmare? I guess a lot of people outside of the UK wouldn't know that at all, but actually, I don't know. Was it ever broadcast outside the UK? I know there might be people that have seen it on YouTube or something. Oh, it's definitely on YouTube, and I know there was that special YouTube episode with some YouTubers as well, which was like, it's kind of like Nightmare, but not. Yeah, I remember Nightmare. It was around that time. It was, yeah, CITV, yeah. There was a French version, was there? Really? Wow. You vaguely remember the name? Oh, wow. Well, I am older than you, though, aren't I? So, that does make sense. Question, what was the name of the car in the show Nightmare Rider? Nightmare Rider? Don't know about Nightmare Rider. If it was Knight Rider, then yes, it's Kit, but it's not Nightmare Rider now, is it? You got banned for watching Power Rangers because it was too violent. Seriously? Wow. Oh, Catholic upbringing, that explains a lot. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, that does make sense, I guess. And yeah, although there was never any sort of... It wasn't even partially, you know, gory or anything, the deaths on Nightmare. It was just, oh, you just happen to be just falling off screen, or you've just vanished. Still kind of, it laid heavily that you had died from the game. So yeah. Night Industries 3000, yes. Virtually Impossible was better than Nightmare. Wait, what? Really? Really? Seriously? Oh, God. The VeggieTales. Oh, my God. No. Oh, goodness me. All this... late 80s, 90s nostalgia. Run the Risk. Run the Risk? I don't remember Run the Risk. Or don't remember it being called that or anything. Anyway. If everyone is... yeah, the pyramids. Fun house, whole lot of fun. Prizes to be won. Yeah, I like Funhouse with the mulleted Pat Sharp. Nightmare was the best, definitely, yes. Oh, Dead on Torre I've seen. Yeah, I've seen those. I do like those, actually. They're a bit sort of blown out and take a long time. And if you're not particularly fluent in Japanese, then it's a bit difficult to follow. Although I did get some of the kanji questions. Whatever they're actually called, but yeah, the sort of pictures of things but written as kanji to describe the things that they are. I got some of those quite nicely. Yeah, kanji dingbats. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Oh, hello. What's going on? Well, I can also, yeah, Catnip's just allowed you to post links. So yeah, there you go. Run the Risk. Scorecat's done it as well. Okay. Well, we'll look at that. We'll look at that in a moment. No, he's not swearing, it's just he wants to post a link, and Nightbot is unhappy about people posting links unless they're from specific domains or they're from people that it doesn't trust. Anyway, blabbered on for long enough. We can continue this chat after the next game. Let's see who it's going to pick. Buzzer Bob, you are the next contestant up. Good luck. Here is your 15 seconds of inspection time. And if you are ready, let us begin. Which novel series is set in the fictional continents of Westeros and Essos? Or should I say Westeros and Essos? The correct answer was A Song of Ice and Fire. What French lady was burned at 19 years of age after lifting the siege of Orleans, being sent there by who would become Charles VII? Incorrect. Correct answer was Joan of Arc. Which super smashing great ITV game show was hosted by Jim Bowen between 81 and 95? Gonna pass that one. Which organ in the human body is responsible for producing bile? Bailout is active, although you have no money banked currently. There you go, liver is correct. Who painted The Scream? Used about 1 minute, still have 2 minutes and 50 remaining. 1 pass, 2 pits, can't get another question wrong though. Munch is correct. Philip K. Dick's Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep was the basis for which hit film? Blade Runner is correct. Which popular video game character has been voiced by Charles Martinet since 1990? Excuse me. That's about half your time now. Still 1 pass, and still both pits remaining as well. Mario is correct. In competitive judo, how many full points, or ippon, does a combatant need to win the bout? I used to do judo, me, so I know this. 1 is correct. The upper house of the British Parliament is known as the House of what? The upper house. Pass, no more passes left. Sid Barrett, Dave Gilmore, Nick Mason, Roger Waters and Richard Wright make up the 5 members of which 70s band? No more passes left. So you've got to get it right or bail. 1 minute and 10 remaining. Still have both pits remaining as well. Pink Floyd is correct. Using the maximum number of multi-taps, what is the maximum number of players that could play on a Sega Saturn at one time? There's your first pit. Using the maximum number of multi-taps, what is the maximum number of players that can play on a Sega Saturn at one time? Here we are back in play. 50 seconds remaining. Bailout is still active. 20,000 doots on the line. Incorrect. The correct answer apparently is 12. And you leave with nothing. Unlucky. That's a really obscure question, that one, really. And yeah, Royal Flush, didn't you say the answer was going to be Bullseye? Yeah, on one of those questions, it definitely was. Which super smashing great ITV game show was hosted by Jim Bowen between 81 and 95? It was indeed Bullseye. Other question, the upper house of the British Parliament is known as the House of what? There's the House of Lords. Those were the 2 past questions from that game. Yeah, that should really have been marked as an expert question because that is obscure knowledge, especially like the maximum number of multi-taps. Even just asking that question is like, well, how many is the maximum number of multi-taps? Can you multi-tap a multi-tap? I don't know. How far does a multi-tap go? You know, how many does it actually split off? Don't know. So anyway, see how many points people got. BMN number 1 that time, 133. Then Samster 127, Clive 126. Lupine 105, Royal Flush 104, Edam 103, Barnum 90, Harry 74, Tipster 73, Connor 72, Agnes 67, Lion TK 65, Score Count 64, Lolmount Lolmat and Buzzerbob 60, Quetz 51, Steve 50, TSM 45, Drahuska 44, Daz 37 with Cetra 37 and Puzzle Dan 30. Is that one of the best strikeouts? Yes, number 7th best strikeout performance there with 20,000 doots. And let's see where everybody stands now. Samster extending the lead slightly there ahead of Harry. Then Edam in 3rd, Clive in 4th. Clive is really close to leveling to level 10. Scorecat in 5th, Daz 6th, Farnham 7th, Connor 8th. Quetz still holding on to 10th place there. Very close to Random Zombie, so nearly into 9th place. Rahuska 11th, Tipster 12th, Buzzerbob 13th, Lion TK 15th, Puzzan 16th, BMN 17th, Lupine 18th, TSM 23rd, Steve 24th, Agnes 25th. And then just 3 people on the right-hand side, Royal Flush 27th, Lolmat 28th, and Cetra 33rd. That's the time at the moment. We could probably get 2 more games in. So let's start the new lobby off. And then I need to chat up. Let's see what people are saying. Yep. Getting a lot of stuttering. Is it stuttering again? Nah. Which, please. Did any game actually have support for players? I know Saturn Bottomman had 10 players multiplayer. Did it really? 10 player multiplayer? That's crazy. Wow. Didn't know about that. Don't know what a multi-tap is. It was one of the old ways of being able to split a standard controller port into multiple controller ports. I know PlayStation had it. I know, well, Sega Saturn had it as well. A couple of the other older consoles also had it as well. Now on the dawn of USB is natively already a multi-tap system, so there we go. There could have been alternative answers to the House of question, but they probably aren't repeatable. Yeah, probably. Yeah, there was the whole thing about was it the Game of Thrones question? It was actually talking about the novel. Yeah, there was a little subtle thing there, the throwing the word novel in there to throw you off slightly. Best multi-taps were the ones literally built into some Mega Drive cartridges. Yeah, didn't Micro Machines do that? I seem to remember Micro Machines had the additional controller ports on the cartridge itself, so you could actually just do 4-player straight off the bat with Micro Machines. Didn't need any additional hardware. Harry keeps bleeding points with no reason. Well, you just got to continue performing well. That's all it is. IFYN. I think you know. Yeah, that kind of works. Twitch, please. Definitely needs to be a shirt. Yeah. Twitch, please. Oh my god, BMF, that's a bit excessive. If you smell what The Rock is cooking, that's very extensive. Last for tonight? No, I think we can get another one in after this. I think we can get another one in this. I freaking yearn nuggets. Yearn? Yearn nuggets. Wow, that's a word. If you're happy and you know it, yeah, okay. Wildcats everywhere, throw your gamepads in the air, yeah. Game of Thrones is a TV show, Ice and Fire is a novel, yeah. Lupine saying Micro Machines, yeah, freaking love Micro Machines. Yeah, I absolutely love Micro Machines back in the day. Yeah, I know you do. I know you do, Catnip, I know you do. Codemasters were pretty tricksy. Yeah, were is the key word there. They were. I actually worked on the Android port of the mobile version of Micro Machines recently, which it's all right. It's a pretty nice game on mobile, but it loses some of the kind of the feel of the old games. That's all. It's what it is, and it's also freemium modelled up to the wazoo as well. So take that for what it is. It was a lot of fun working on that. Working alongside Codemasters, working on that game. Yeah, it's alright. It's what it is. It's alright. mean, I guess the online multiplayer part of it on mobile is a pretty swift, pretty swanky thing. But a lot of the time you actually would end up just playing against bots without realizing it, just because they weren't actually online at the same time. So again, it's alright. Dwayne's still a playable character. That's yeah. They don't have characters. They only have different vehicles that you actually build up from individual parts. It's sort of like a build your own vehicle thing. Ash does the people's eyebrow. So what's the people's eyebrow? I don't know what that term is. What's the people's eyebrow? Oh, right. Oh, that thing. Okay. Don't know. Do I? Do I? Don't know. Do I? Do I? Don't worry, I'm as confused as you are, Skull Count. I didn't really follow much wrestling back in the day. Yeah, that's pretty much it, Skull Count, yeah. Alright, let's get this game underway and then we should... Ash not drinking a red drink. What is this blasphemy? Yes, this is fizzy orange. Nice. Fizzy orange. I just love it. Squash and vodka. No, not quite the vodka part of it, but squash, yes. And what do you mean fizzy horrid? Fizzy's fine. I don't know why these people are on about and they don't like sparkling water. It's not. It's nice. It's nice. It really is. Honest. Does squash mean something different in the UK? Concentrate, cordial, those kind of words. So just sort of, yeah, it's like, yeah. Orange juice concentrate type thing is basically squash. It's just what we say in the UK. Not right to promote alcohol before 10 PM in the UK. Maybe on TV. I don't know if those same rules apply on Twitch. But anyway, this ain't the watershed. Let's move on. Let's get this next game under the way so we can get another game in after. Who's it gonna pick? Let's find out. Quetz, you are the next contestant up. Good luck. And Quetz will be another one of the multi-contestants that has already played on 1 vs 100 and now will be playing here on the Wonder Wall. Good luck. Take a note of where everything is, and if you are ready, let us begin. Charles Dickens's final unfinished novel was entitled The Mystery of Edwin Who? Be kind. I can only be as kind as RN Jesus is. Gonna pass that one. Which train station is next to Trafalgar Square on a UK Monopoly board? Oh, sorry for throwing the UK questions at you, Quetz. Fenchurch Street is correct, though. The Coxswain is a member of the team in which sport? Coxswain. Rowing is correct. Sumerian dice used in the royal game of Ur had how many sides? That's 1 minute used, 3 minutes remaining. Still one pass, still both pits, and all your strikes are intact. Incorrect, correct answer was 5. Pyrogeography is the study of what natural phenomena? Pyrogeography. What could that mean? Fires is correct. What is the nickname and stage name of the boxer famously portrayed on screen by Sylvester Stallone? Rocky is correct. Which European bird can be colloquially referred to as a yaffingale? That's half your time used up now. Still one pass available. Both pits are still available. You can still get a question wrong and continue. That's that second question wrong. Correct answer there was the green woodpecker. Bailout is now active. Which operating system is represented by Tux the penguin? Linux is correct. From which town were the merry wives that Shakespeare wrote about? One and a half minutes remaining. Penguin indeed, Catnip. Penguin indeed. Tipster flails. Windsor is correct. What's found at the centre of an atoll? Just over 1 minute remaining. Don't forget you have both pits available. Lagoon is correct. In which Nintendo franchise can you attend concerts by KK Slider and buy furniture from Tom Nook? Animal Crossing is correct. The Son of Man, painted by Rene Magritte, features which fruit? 45 seconds remaining. 30,000 dutes currently on the line. Incorrect, and we're out of strikes. That's the end of the game. Unlucky. Correct answer for the last question was apple. And the past question from earlier, Charles Dickens's final unfinished novel was entitled The Mystery of Edwin Drood. Drood. It's a good try, but unlucky. It's the apple and bowler hat one. Yeah. Unlucky. Let's see what that has done. We've got Tipster top there with 156. Lupine 150. Edown 149. BMN 132. Samster 127. Clive 126 with Agnes 126. Royal Flush 118. Score count 117. Catnip 112. Lolmat 111. Harry 103. Connor 95. Farnham 89. Drahuska 88. Steve 81. Quetz 80. Buzzerbob 66, Daz 58, Puzzledan 44, Lion TK 43, and Cetra 21. Let's see. Best strikeouts, that would be 5th place for the best strikeout performance that we've had with 30,000 dutes. No pit stops used with 38.37 seconds remaining. And where's everybody standing currently? Samster still in the lead, just 3 XP away from level 11. Edam in 2nd place, Harry 3rd, Clive still in 4th place, not quite yet into the top 3, but might get there if Harry has a bad round. Score count in 5th, Farnham 6th, Daz 7th, Connor 8th, Quetz, you're up to 9th now. Tipster in 11th, Trahuska 12th, Buzzerbob in 13th, Lupine 15th, BMN 16th, Lion TK 17th, Puzzledan 18th, Catnip 19th, Agnes 22nd, Royal Flush 24th, Steve 25th, and on the right, just Lolmat 26th and Cetra 33rd. Lolmat, how far away are you from getting onto the 25, onto the left side? If you have a good game, you could probably get there. Alright, let's get this final game lobby underway. Boovel. Whatever that is. Let's catch up with the chat. It's not your final answer, okay. Mrs. Flush had claps at her question being asked. Which question was that? I mean, you probably have written it later, but I'll catch up with the chat. More of Farnham Rest questions, catch people out. Yeah, it's nice being on that side, isn't it? Writing some questions and then seeing the labours of your question writing coming to fruition. Every single game I said my first answer chat and realised I'm not in whisper. Oh well. Thank you for the clip there, Royal Flush. I'll watch that at the moment, I guess. Royal Flush is back on the left. Congrats. Stream has been weird tonight. Every time the game has been in play, my stream has buffered every 2 seconds. That's weird. It's very weird because I haven't got a single drop frame or anything, and CPU usage has been fine. So I don't know what's going on. When we're out of play, so with the butter. That is weird. Weird. Oh yeah, woodpecker question. Okay, fair enough. Yes, we have magpies in the UK. Definitely. Yeah, magpies are definitely more well known than green woodpecker would be in the UK. I would imagine. Vuvuzela. Wow, that's tenuous, BMN. The beaten up victorious leader or beaten up vain loser. Yeah, the kids show named after it. Oh, right, interesting. Broken up vain lover. Okay. Alright. Bring us Vuvuzela's like. Vuvuzela's what a great idea that was for the World Cup back then. Bribed, unscrupulous, valued leader. Brian, you very loud. These RNG gods select me for the final game of the night. Well, we'll see, Connor. We will see. Yes, this will be the last game for tonight. We've gone past the 10 PM barrier, so this will be the last game for tonight. And we'll see who it gets to pick. So, Quetz has played, Royal Flush has played, Walmat has played, Buzzer Bob has played, Lupine has played, Drahuska has, and Fun Ref has. So it's 7 have already played in this mix, from what I can remember. So it's 1 in 8 for the rest, I think. 1 in 8, something like that. Referee indicates 4 minutes of additional time. Okay, thank you, Farnham Ref. Thank you for the additional time at the end of the match. Yes, 12.5% chance of you being picked, Connor. But maybe Clive wants to be picked because maybe Clive wants to be in the #1 spot. Who knows? Seems we have invented a new game on the stream. Yes, apparently so. I mean, hey, if it happens, it happens. I don't mind. Okay, I'm gonna hit the button, and we'll see who it picks. Let's see. Nah, none of them. Tipster, you are the final contestant tonight. Good luck. Here's your 15 seconds of additional inspection time. There's the Tipster Flails emote. Feel success. And here is your first question. The opera Madame Butterfly is set in which country? Madame Butterfly. Japan is correct. Which Disney movie has the villain reprise the hero's song rather than sing their own? Aladdin is correct. In the Harry Potter universe, how many active players are there on a Quidditch team? That's your first minute used up. Still have both passes and both pits. 7 is correct. In the Kill Bill movies, what is the bride's real name? You also have all your strikes still intact as well. You're going to pass, that's your first pass. Who wrote To Kill a Mockingbird? simple, straightforward question. Lee is correct. The artist and architect Friedrich Stoasser, who was better known by his pseudonym Friedensreich Regentag Dunkelbunt Hundertswasser, was born in which European country? I had to jinx it, didn't I? I had to jinx that. Friedensreich Regentag Dunkelbunt Hundertswasser. Gonna pass it, don't blame you. Which Swedish author wrote the children's story about Pippi Longstocking? No more passes remaining. Still have both pits though. We have just over 2 minutes left. Lindgren is correct. Alfred Nobel, the inventor of dynamite and founder of the Nobel Prize, was born in which country? Incorrect. Correct answer was Sweden. On the set of which movie did Christian Bale have his infamous meltdown rant as a lighting crew member? One and a half minutes remaining. Incorrect. Correct answer was Terminator. Bailout is active. What T is used to describe the velocity at which an object cannot get any faster under current conditions? Terminal is correct. This, that, these and those are the only examples of what part of speech in the English language? Demonstrative pronouns is correct. The phrase by Jove originates from the Latin name for which god? Less than a minute remaining. Still both pits available. Can't get a question wrong though. "45 seconds remaining. Jupiter is correct. How does a note's frequency change when it is an octave higher? Doubles is correct. New York, New York is a casino hotel located in which American city? That's your first pit. Here's the question again. New York, New York is a casino or hotel located in which American city? And we are back in play. 25 seconds left. Las Vegas is correct. Which town near Milan gives its name to a pungent cheese? 20 seconds left. Still one pit available. There's your second pit. Which town near Milan gives its name to a pungent cheese? When we come back in play, you will have 15 seconds left to answer and or bail. And we are back in play. Correct. Gorgonzola is correct. Superman was born on which planet? 10 seconds. Get a bail. Probably knew the answer, but you weren't going to risk trying to find the answer in the time you had left. 60,000 doots you walk away with. Congratulations. Nicely done indeed. Answer to that previous question there was indeed Krypton. Superman was born on Krypton. In the Kill Bill movies, what is the bride's real name? That is Beatrix Kiddo. And the artist and architect, that stupid long word. Stupid question. The answer is Austria. So, yeah, if you want to read the question, by all means, read the question. The answer is Austria. I'm not going to read it again. Let's see how everybody did. Clive and Samster top there with 170. Royal Flush 162. Catnip and Agnes 155. BMN 153. Connor and Edam Cheese 138. Quetz 126. Farnham 125 with Lupine 125. Score count 124. Harry 118. Cetra 112. Tipster 110 with Drahuska 110. Steve and Buzzerbob 102, Lolmat 67, Puzzle Dan 45, Daz 44, and Lion TK 43. It's likely not going to be a best win. No, you're not actually on this list. Wow. Okay, top 15 are certainly getting better and better now after that first season. Not an ad for trying on the Prince. Yeah. I mean, I'll try. I'll definitely try it if I can. Yeah, I wasn't. I definitely had to jinx that by saying the previous question was nice and straightforward and simple, just 5 words or whatever, and then that was ridiculously long and ridiculously Germanic names that I have difficulty pronouncing. Let's see where everybody stands at the end of episode 2. Samster is ahead of Edam Cheese by about 161 points. I say about, it's exactly 161 points. No, 159 even. It's either way around. I'm an idiot. Then Harry is third. Then Clive is fourth. Clive, you managed to get all the way up to fourth place there. Not quite to the top three. Score count 5th, Fardam 6th, Culler 7th, Daz 8th, Quetz 9th, Tipster 11th, Drahuska 12th, Buzzerbob 13th, BMN 14th, Lupine 1 15th, Catnip 16th, Lion TK 17th, Puzzledown 19th, Agnes 20th, Royal Flush 21st, Steve 22nd, Lolmat 25th, and just Cetra over there on the right hand side in 31st place. Alrighty. Don't think I've had a Wonderwall win apart from tonight. Yeah. Oh, really? All of your previous hot seat games have been strikeouts or timeouts or something. Huh. Okay. Okie dokie. Catnip is actually number 25. Oh, right. Okay. You, as a reminder, my true score is 754. Do you want me to adjust that after the fact then, Catnip? Because I can do that for you if you want. Cetra is on there twice. Really? Huh. So you are. With different capitalization. Okay. Apparently it doesn't match on case sensitivity. Or insensitivity, I guess. Interesting. So, really, your XP should be 1,184, which would put you at roughly 14th place. Yeah, okay. That's something I need to look at then, case insensitivity. Didn't think that was a problem, but apparently it is. Alright, well, you changed your nickname ever since. Oh, you changed your nickname. Ah, well then, that would screw things up because I'm storing things by name. And as proper programs would know, you should never do that. Yeah, I should really be storing these by Twitch user IDs, which never change. Yeah, I'm not doing that because I cheated and I'm a bad programmer. Slaps self. You'll send it later for me to adjust. Yep, fine, cool. Yep, that's no worries. I can change those XP values later. Alright, well, that concludes this episode of Wonderwall, episode 2 for season 2 of Quiz Night. Thank you very much for playing along and all of that jazz. Don't forget, tomorrow we will have, tomorrow there will be the Chase VGM over on Quetz's channel. So do give him a follow if you would like to take part in the Chase VGM at any point. He'll be on at, well, what would be like 1 p.m. British Summer Time, which is something like 7 or 8 p.m. his local time. Feel free to join the Discord for additional fun indeed. Also, Royal Flush, are you doing countdown stream tomorrow night? Because that's also a thing to promote if you are doing that. I don't know if you are. Yep. Okay, so that also, I'll promote that. Twitch.tv/Royal Flush. Give him a follow. He'll be running a countdown. What's that in GMT? 10 p.m. BST would technically be 9 p.m. GMT. So it's 2 hours after 2 hours after I would normally start on the day as well. So, well, now is 10:15 BST. So it's this time, but 15 minutes ago, as it were, but tomorrow. So take that. Over in Australia, I guess Capno is called The Letters and Numbers, I think is the name of the game show over there. But anyway, makes all the GMTs less confusing. We should just move to using UTC timestamps, really. I think that's all the promotion stuff I need to remember. The Chiffre de Lettres is the French original name, yes, indeed. Which is why they're using that same name, basically. Or the name the other way around, using letters and numbers rather than numbers and letters. So, anyway. Les consonants, les vowels. I don't know if that's real French. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you next week for another quiz night. We'll be playing 1 versus 100. Thank you very much. Good night.